So I decided to record a rant. I had another video prepared for to post next. Just moving forward with the project, which I don't know what it is, but just I hope that making these videos and making myself go places and take pictures will lead me somewhere, because that's usually the way I've worked my whole life. Just work, and then after some time I collect everything that I've done during that period, and I throw everything into a box and just shake it, throw it on the table, and just things start to make sense. Maybe because I'm in a sort of mindset or wavelength during that period, but I really don't realize what I'm doing until I have put everything together. For me, I've tried to work with fixed ideas and ideas of projects, or more I don't know, I want to create something about refugees, or I want to create something where the main focus is the body or stuff like that. But I usually don't work well like that, because it sort of makes me shoehorn, and I'm a very intellectual person, so it just no, I have to stick to my original idea, and I don't allow myself the flexibility to sort of I don't know, to think or act out of my box, and I don't think it's productive for myself. I just to do stuff that I want to do, that I feel like doing, and I want to take pictures in intimate spaces or natural spaces, and a subject against those backdrops really interests me, like the body alone against a very intimate space, or a natural background. I'm really into that right now, and just enjoy doing it, and looking for new places to take the pictures. Sadly, my apartment is not that big, so it's not like I can get more out of it for pictures as of now. But well, I have friends, and I can go to their places, and I can look for models, but I'm just trying to work with myself back again, because I've had a time where I was trying to I was tired of taking pictures of myself, because I thought it was too egotistic or whatever. And also I wanted to work with different people, because I've worked with models in studio, but they're professional models, and it's very different, because they're getting paid, or they're there to get taken pictures of, and they're professionals. But what happens when you're trying to take pictures of other people who are maybe important to you, or their friends or lovers or whatever, and I have a lot of problems with anxiety, which is what happens to me also when I'm recording these vlogs, that I'm trying to show you guys how to take the pictures, and it never works, because this is Berlin, it's huge, so there's always people walking around, and I don't know, I go to things that are very far off or isolated or whatever, and there's always two grandpas walking around, I don't know, trying to stay healthy, and they come to me, and sometimes they stare, or sometimes they come to talk to me, which is lovely, but it's very disruptive, and I start getting self-conscious. So I just rush through the whole process. I take the pictures and maybe record myself walking and talking or whatever when there's no one around, and I just don't enjoy the whole process. I just go through the motions of what I feel like I need to do. Oh my god, it's snowing like crazy. It's a blizzard, but I'm cool here. It's warm, nice. The thing is, sorry, I had to pause because I'm looking at the blizzard, and then I lost my train of thought. and I didn't know where I was going. But yeah, I was talking about like taking pictures of people, like models or whatever, who may be people that you know. Usually I try to take pictures of people that I know because I feel more comfortable. I don't like street photography. I don't like stealing people's images without their consent. But people who do street photography, go ahead. It's your prerogative. It's just me. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Um, so yeah, I usually, when I'm taking pictures of other people, I rush through it because I feel like I'm bothering them, or they're not exactly replicating what I had in my mind. Um, for me, photography is more something, an image that I have in my mind, and I try to replicate it with my camera. Uh, and of course, it never goes the way you would like to because it's like it's a technical element and it has its shortcomings. And also, I feel like sometimes if you have a very fixed idea of what you were doing, you don't allow yourself to like maybe go somewhere different or take a different path to get there. And I think serendipity in what I do is very important. I like to have like an idea, like the backbone of what I want to do, but I try to, because I'm very intellectual and like to stick to my guns. So I try to just have like a backbone or something like that and allow myself to like just go astray and lose track of what I was doing, because usually what I was taught in theater school, because yes, I went to drama school, I was supposed to be an actor, dancer, whatever. It's like the first impulse is always the most important, and this my dear teacher, Professor Ainsa, will love me to hear, but I think it's so damn true. When you have the first impulse to create, or you have like an idea, the first idea, the thing is we're so taught to like please other people and act in like a socially respectable or whatever manner, that every impulse that we have, we filter it through like layers of like judgment. So we judge our own ideas. And it's like, but maybe people don't like this, or this is not gonna get enough likes on Instagram nowadays, which is some of the other things I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so I feel like you judged a lot of what your first original inception idea was, and it kind of gets diluted to be something more pleasing or more acceptable. And I think what I've taught myself to do is like to trust that first instinct and not judge it and go with it without thinking or overthinking it. Just do it. And if it doesn't turn right, it doesn't turn right. It's fine. You can go somewhere else, or you can maybe try it again, but in a different way. And I think this, for me, is a way that works very well in order to create, because it allows me to have like an idea, but it also doesn't like make my path very narrow. So yeah, I've been struggling quite a lot lately. I actually had an Instagram ever since, like an Instagram account ever since Instagram started, I guess. And it was like, I don't know, it was just photographers and people who enjoyed photography or taking pictures with their phones, but it was not like the selfie madness that it is now, and influencers and followers and likes and whatever. It was just totally different. And I'm not saying this to brag, like, oh, I'm an early adopter or anything like that. It just like, it was what it was, and it evolved into something different. And I still like this platform, I guess, but I just was so focused on like getting my art to get known by other people and getting likes and getting like growing. And why is your Instagram not growing? And you have to post something every day. I did this courses by this workshop by my dear friend Irene Cruz, who's like not only an amazing, great, awesome photographer, director of photography also recently. She's also like a social media geek, so she knows all the tricks, the algorithms, and everything. And she taught me some of the stuff that you sort of have to, like all the steps that you have to go through to grow. And it was like madness, like the stuff that you cannot do like when you're working full time, because you have to generate content like in a crazy manner, and just like if you don't go through those motions, you actually lose engagement, and your account doesn't grow, and people don't get to see their pictures, because now that's the way the algorithm works. And I started like very like going very hard with that, like very committed, but it just like I cannot generate that much of interesting content, like this quantity that is required to like gain engagement and gain followers. And I had a steady growth ever since the beginning, but it was not like one of these crazy things that you see now with people. And like I had like 10,000 followers in like 3 months. How to do that? I was never like that. People maybe didn't like my pictures at all. I don't care. But yeah, like I stopped posting overall for like many months. I would just post stories, that pictures that I took with my phone that I thought, oh, this is cute, this is nice, this is like, I like these colors, but something very casual, very like snappy. And so I just stopped posting overall. Then when I started posting again, I was just losing followers. Like maybe I had like 250 likes in one pictures, and like after that I would have like maybe 50, and I was getting so frustrated, and it's like, why am I doing this? I don't care. So after give some thoughts, so I decided to like start a sort of project, like create a different account and start like a photo diary, where I would post regularly, but pictures that I wouldn't like necessarily consider like very they didn't have to be very artsy, they didn't have to be like high quality, they didn't have to be like a professional portfolio, but rather like a photo diary, so that it would allow myself not to be so hard on myself, and just like to have to post everything that's perfect, on point, and the grid is super curated, and everything like looks like on point. And I wasn't allowing myself to be creative, and I wasn't allowing myself to do stuff and like make mistakes. So I created this different account that I will link in the description below, I guess, where I would just like post the pictures that I just took, and they might be super artsy, or they might just be like something that I took from my balcony here in Berlin, and they don't have to be excessively thought out. It's just like something more casual, because I believe I work better like that. I don't know why I've been forcing myself to work in a way that I have not been able to work. And now I'm actually way happier. I just have like 100 followers, and no one likes my pictures, but I just post whatever the hell I want to post, and I don't effing care. And I just like, actually, what I like about this social media thing, it's just, I don't think it's very fair, but it's just, I don't necessarily enjoy the interaction or the feedback. I just like want to show something, post something, and just leave it there. I don't care what people think. I don't care about the likes. I don't want to care about that. So I just post something and just log off. Just come out, and maybe the next morning I check other pictures and I see how many likes I've had, but not like, oh, these pictures had, I don't know, like 20 likes. This is a nightmare. Just like, okay, yeah, that's what it happened overnight. And I also like only following like close friends and photographers that I really like, that really inspire me. And I'm like getting to know more people and getting to know like more techniques and more different ways to use color that really inspire me. But this is where I'm like really, really having a hard time now. because I feel like I need new gear, and I know what they say, like the gear doesn't make a good photographer. Um, you have to work with what you have and whatever. And I'm actually like happy with my gear, but I'm seeing how this technology is evolving so fast, and I just cannot keep up with it because everybody now has like a camera that records 4K, 60 frames per second or whatever. I want to have that. I sort of want to have that, even though I'm not going to use it, but especially for like my photos, like that's what it matters to me, because I sometimes work like a very demanding conditions, because that's the photography that I like during the blue hour, darkness, or at dusk where there's like very like dim light, or maybe during the sunset where there's like you need a huge dynamic range, and you need to pump up your ISO really high. And I'm like seeing like the limitations of my cameras right now, because I'm going these places and I'm doing these things and I'm just editing, and I check the pictures after I taken them, and it's like, okay, I think I can work with this. But then it's not like that. I come home, I just check everything, and I hate it. I hate every single picture that I take. I hate every single photo. And it's madness, because I'm becoming obsessed to just like be satisfied with just one. And I didn't just try to make them better through editing, and I'm using like presets. I'm creating my own presets. Lightroom, Photoshop. I just can't seem to end up liking any of them. I actually posted something just already that I liked, but if I zoom in and see the picture, I know the quality is awful, that it's just gonna look good in like a small screen or like on your computer, but it's not gonna look good if I print it out, or if I want to create some art, like physical thing from it. It's not gonna look good. So I'm really struggling with like first the shortcomings, or like the limitations of my gear, and also like with myself, with my editing abilities, with my like I'm just wondering, like, should I keep doing this? That is, I'm becoming obsessed with, but I'm also like enjoying to a point like this. Keep working on something and keep striving for getting better and perfection, whatever. But also it's like it's killing me, because it's obsessing me, and I can't go to sleep. And I see something, I watch a video on YouTube or something editing a picture. It's like, oh, I have to try that, and it's like 1 a.m. and it's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? It doesn't fucking make any sense. Just do whatever you feel like doing, but it just set myself such high standards and such, I don't know, I believe I've always have to be perfect, and I also don't want to ask for help, because the way I was raised, like if you, I'm not trying to blame my parents, they did great, I think, but this thing though, when I used to ask for help, like with my homework or whatever, my dad used to, not intentionally, of course, but he used to make me feel like I was stupid. And if I somehow, there's an Alanis Morissette song that says, if I need assistance, then I must be incapable. So I sort of like shielded myself against, and I learned not to ask for help ever, which is good, because you develop these tools, this skill set, where you're very self-sufficient and very you can always rely on yourself, and you don't need anyone else's support to get what you want, and you become very resilient and very resourceful. But at the same time, sometimes you need to ask for help, and sometimes you need help, and sometimes you need to collaborate, and sometimes you need to step out of your box, and sometimes you just need someone to tell you, hey, you're doing fine, or maybe you should try this the other way, or let me help you with this. Not just like criticism, but just like the way I learned to judge photography was like in a very healthy environment where everybody would show their pictures, and we had all very different backgrounds in that school. Like what I did had nothing to do with like the line of that school, but everybody judged my pictures very respectfully, and I did so with them. And I would always try to not to criticize, but rather like, okay, this is what you have. How can we make this better? How can we improve or work with what you have and like improve this? And maybe, oh, I think these two pictures really don't fit in this whole idea. But if you take this and you put it in this order, this would look great. Or have you thought like maybe this idea give it a twist? Or like always like adding to the person's idea. And of course I cannot do that with myself because I'm very self-absorbed and I'm very like strong-willed, and also because it's always easier to do it for someone else. So I'm really, really, really struggling now. So I don't know, guys. What should you guys do when you're like going through this phase where you believe that you're not worthy, that your art or your creative stuff sucks, and you cannot possibly find a way to satisfy or please you, and it's becoming more like a nightmare. That's something that you do for pleasure, but also you cannot stop doing this because you have to strive to create. So I don't know. I just want to rant because I've been having these thoughts on these days, and it just like, why am I recording these videos just showing people the places where I go take pictures, but I'm not actually talking about the whole creative process, which is also just struggle. So I don't know, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't need you to subscribe or anything. I don't know if anybody was gonna watch this, and I really don't care. But if you are watching, thank you for watching, and I'll be posting more rants also because I have other thoughts. The other day I drafted another one, but you'll see it. I forgot something. I'm also gonna just like a slideshow now, like a slideshow of some pictures that I took when I first moved to Berlin and when I traveled to Amsterdam back in the day with the camera that I'm recording with right now, because the other one that I have is my full frame Nikon, and it's Nikon, it's not Nikon, but whatever. I've been watching so many videos about gear lately that I've just gotten the American way of it. I'm gonna post these pictures that I took. I was just going through all SD cards and I saw them today and it's like, these pictures aren't bad at all. Like, I really like these pictures and they just need some work, but whatever. I really, really like these pictures. And I was like, why am I not taking pictures this good right now? And maybe it's not that I'm not, maybe it's just like there are reasons, so I cannot see them I cannot separate myself from them like I do with the other ones. So I'm just gonna leave them there, and I hope you guys like them. Just like give them a quick edit this morning. And just, this is just a reminder to myself to enjoy what you're doing and don't judge it, and just take pictures of whatever you want to take pictures with. Don't plan it, don't be so damn hard on yourself.